Okay, good afternoon. My name is Marc Bois. I am CEO of this company, working for Spadel for 26 years. I am 58, married with 2 children.
Thank you so much for being here, Marc, if I may say, Marc, of course. It is a great pleasure and an honor to have you here and to have you represent also the case of Spadel, the business case to make the science-based target and take science-based climate action. So I would like to ask you a few questions to inspire and empower some of the listeners at the event today. So first and foremost, though, I understand Spadel has a strong function in society, finds it very important to engage with society, lots of activities that Spadel undertakes. How would you describe the role of Spadel in society, and why did you join the Belgian Alliance for Climate Action?
But why to join the BACA? For us, it was not a question. It was so natural to participate to it. Just because it's part of the journey. We started the reflection about 11 years ago, when I decided one day to say, okay, guys, we need to do something for the planet. We have to engage ourselves versus the sustainability. And it was in 2010, we decided to fix some goals, 2015, 2020, and 2039. And we said first, okay, let's look at the CO2 footprint, and let's imagine for a while that we will reduce it by 20% in 2015, just by ourselves. Then let's be neutral in 2020 and positive in 2039. I can tell you that I was almost alone. And when I fixed those goals, everybody came to me and said, okay, do you know exactly what you are talking about and how will we do it? I had no idea. I had just 2 dreams. We reduced the footprint by 20% just by taking actions and initiatives ourselves. Then we said for neutrality, it will be 2020. In 16, we were neutral at factory level, scope 1 and 2.
Yeah.
In 19, we said, okay, let's take our commitments and plans and let's make them validated by SBTi. And in 2020, we are quite proud to be neutral for all our brands in all the markets where we operate. So clearly, you will hear me saying proud. Yes, very proud, because we start from zero. We convince people one by one. We got the buy-in by everyone at group level. Now it's clearly part of our DNA. And internally, it's certainly a way to motivate people. And externally, when you are going to dialogues with stakeholders, they know exactly where we are coming from. I'm not saying that we are perfect, but we are following our path, clearly.
So you say it has really become integral to the business strategy of Spadel, sustainability.
Yes, it's the 3rd pillar. We have 3 strong pillars. The 3rd one is sustainability. Clearly, we said for ourselves, we have to be pioneer and if not, leader.
Yeah. And so you obviously decided at some point to see what kind of science-based target should we have. I mean, you had your carbon neutrality, as you mentioned, of the entire group. And then you determined at some point, okay, we need to set a science-based target. But there are multiple climate change pathways. You can take multiple years in the future. There's optionality. Why did you decide? Can you describe the science-based target you chose and why?
We said, okay, we look at CO2 footprint, clearly. We decided to reduce it by 42% in 2030. And that's again a goal. I mean, you can just reach the goals you set for yourself. If you have no goals, you can always explain that, yes, you are very good or even the best. So as soon as you set goals, you say, okay, that's the direction, that's where we want to go. Now the question is, how do you do it? So it's a sort of frame in which you play. That's boundaries. And there we decide for the CO2 footprint, the neutrality. We had different tools to give us a hand to calculate, and any initiative that we took or that we will take, we can see if it's in line with what we want to reach or not. It's clearly a way, it's one element we take into consideration when we launch new products, as an example. If we decide, for instance, that we will launch such a new product and that we see that the calculations of the footprint of this coming product is not good, not in line with what we want, then we have a red light to say, hey guys, we need to rethink it. It's not going the way we want.
During this period, what would you say were some of the key challenges that you faced?
Probably convincing people. Because again, when I look backward, I was almost, let's say, the only one. And when I came up with the idea to be pioneer, I mean, you have 1/3 of your people to say, finally, he said what he believed in. Finally, we are so proud, and we will follow.
Yeah.
Then you have 1/3 saying, what's this? We were ISO 9000, 9002, 14000. We were very proud with all those certificates everywhere in factories. Now he's coming with a new concept that we do not understand. Let's wait for a while. He will probably change his mind. Yeah. And the last third was saying, without us. It will cost us money, energy, we have other stuff to do. It's just a waste of time. That was the beginning of the story. But then when we were able to convince new customers to follow our products instead of other products, because we had a charter, because we had a vision, because we had commitments and goals and dates and milestones, when we were able to factualize this and gaining additional volumes, then smoothly the 2/3 which were not so excited became slightly excited. And that was a journey. It took us a long time to convince people one by one to join, which is the case today. And today, sustainability and SBTI and climate issues is clearly part of the DNA of the people who are working in this company.
Yeah.
Even better, people are joining the company from outside because they say, okay, they have a vision, they are there, they are among the best, so we need to be part of this team.
So quite a socialization process that you're describing, an educational almost.
Exactly.
So, of course, you are, as you said already, a pioneer, not only in the sector, but also outside the sector that Spadel is operating in, a leader, an example. From that perspective, there's many listeners here that have yet to start on their science-based target journey, their sustainability journey. Some are only at the beginning. What kind of advice would you give them?
The first one is you have to be personally strongly involved and be a believer in this. I mean, you don't have to do it because it's everywhere.
No.
You don't have to go for greenwashing. You have to strongly believe that it's a need for your company. Then you have to find the right calculation methodology. You have to get the right tools. Then you have to get your plan and have a plan. And as quickly as possible, you have to go for the low-hanging fruits. Take them and communicate as much as possible with the stakeholders. You will be really surprised, positively surprised, then when you go to dialogues with stakeholders, sometimes you are not too much at ease because you are not totally where you should be. But I mean, you will get plenty of input from the stakeholders. Sometimes they will be even more positive than you. So this communication is also key for me. You have to train and coach your people. And at the end, you have to follow. You have to have strict KPIs. You have to follow the KPIs like you follow other KPIs in any company, and you have to make it clearly part of all the decisions that you take.
Yeah, yeah. So it's really a journey together as well.
Exactly, exactly. You will never be there alone.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Marc.
My pleasure.
It was a great pleasure to have you here.
Me too. Thank you so much.